がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバン。この国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and continue covering Japanese boxing here on True School Sports. True School Sports, the home of boxing, the #1 home for Japanese boxing coverage from an American, you know, so hope you guys are enjoying the Japanese content. But there's a boxing show here in Japan, in Tokyo, at the illustrious Corkin Hall on January 18th. And I will be at this card. I just got word from the promoters and some of my friends in Japanese boxing that I'll be able to attend this card. And it's going to be a really intriguing fight, really intriguing fights, really intriguing show. A couple of these fights are very important for boxing at the world level, as well as boxing in Japan. So let's get into it, because this card is going to feature two fighters that I've done recent videos about. I've recently done videos about Mikito Nakano, who is currently the #9 ranked IBF featherweight contender. Mikito Nakano is a potential Angelo Leo opponent. I mean, if you're ranked in the top 10 of the IBF, you might be getting the Angelo Leo title shot at some point in time. So, you know, obviously watching that fight with a lot of intrigue. He's got a very interesting opponent, because Mikito Nakano is taking on a fighter by the name of Hiroki Hanabusa. And Hiroki Hanabusa, he's got a crazy record. I mean, his record is all over the place. He's got 13 wins, 3 losses, and he's got 5 draws. Yes, you heard that correctly. He has 5 draws. He's been matched very, very tough. Hiroki Hanabusa is probably a fringe top 15 featherweight, but if you look at the guys he's beaten, a lot of these wins that Hanabusa has gotten have aged very, very well. So, for example, if you go back all the way to 2021, he defeated Kayonosuke Kameda, the cousin of Tomogi Kameda and the Kameda brothers. He beat him in a UD to win the Japanese youth featherweight title. And if you look at the rankings at featherweight, Kayonosuke Kameda is ranked. He's ranked in the WBA. He's ranked in the WBO. So he's a top 15 fighter. Hanabusa has a win over him. You know, you look at, he's also defeated Kai Watanabe. Watanabe is in the next weight class at 130, and he beat him. He beat him when Watanabe was a featherweight, and he gave him his only loss. And Watanabe has went on to go to featherweight, and he's went on to become the WBO Asia Pacific champion. And he's probably going to be a top 15 ranked fighter himself soon. So he's got wins over those two guys. He lost by stoppage victory to Toshiki Shimamachi, who is one of the top. Hanabusa lost to Toshiki Shimamachi, who is now turned into one of the top contenders as a 122-pounder. He's ranked in a couple of the top 15 sanctioning organizations. So, yes, the record isn't pretty on paper, but there's a lot of value, and this guy is very battle-tested, and this is a live dog. I think he's the underdog in the Mikito Nakano fight, but he's a very live dog in this fight. So, Mikito Nakano, who has been a power-punching fighter his whole career thus far, who's been just mowing down everybody, knocking out everything in sight, I think in this fight he's gonna have to show a little bit something different, because you have a guy here in Hiroki Hanabusa who can stand up, who can take the power, and has been in there with a lot of top fighters in Japan. And so if Nakano goes in there and just blasts through Hiroki Hanabusa and knocks him out, then that gives me reason to believe that he is a guy that belongs on the world level, that could potentially be a factor and a challenger for Angelo Leo in the future in the IBF title. So looking forward to seeing how he deals with Hanabusa, who, by the way, Hanabusa can upset the apple cart. He's done it so many times. He's upset so many fighters before. So that's a really intriguing fight. That's your main event. Now, another fight I did a video about recently was Kenji Fujita. And Kenji Fujita is the #5 ranked WBO featherweight contender right now. He's the current WBO Asia Pacific featherweight champion. Very high-level fighter on the domestic Japanese scene. You know, 7-0, 3 KOs. Not a big puncher, but has a good amateur background, understands, knows how to box. Now, in this fight, he's taking on a Filipino. So you got Japan versus the Philippines, a rivalry as old as time in boxing. He's taking on Michael Casama. Now, Michael Casama is his record is 10 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Now, funny enough about Michael Casama, in all of his wins, he's won by knockout. In all of his losses, he's lost by knockout, and he has 1 draw. But you know, in his wins and his losses, they've all been by knockout. So this guy is an all or nothing fighter. He's either gonna get knocked out or he's gonna knock you out. And this is a very intriguing fight, because Kenji Fujita is not a big puncher. Like, he's probably one of the more pillow-fisted, like softer punchers in Japan that I've seen. And I've been watching a lot of Japanese boxing, and I've been especially as of late, I've been making a lot of videos about Japanese fighters and even pushing my knowledge of Japanese boxing to another level. And I can tell you, he's not one of the biggest Japanese punchers there is, but he's a good boxer, and he understands footwork, and he understands how to turn opponents, and he's a good body puncher, you know. So this is a very interesting fight, because the reason Michael Casama even got this fight is because in Michael Casama's last fight, he knocked out a Tekken Promotions fighter by the name of Kota Kaneko, who was 5-0, and he came from the Philippines to Japan and knocked his ass out in one round at Corkin Hall. So this guy has been a road warrior. He knows how to win on the road and knock out a Japanese fighter. He did it before, and now here he is again. He knocked out one Tekken Promotions fighter that was with Mr. Honda. He's trying to knock out another Mr. Honda fighter. So shout out to the Philippines. Shout out to Michael Casama. I'm really intrigued to see how Kenji Fujita deals with a puncher of this magnitude, because Kenji Fujita has not, in my opinion, I don't think he's fought a puncher that's the caliber of a guy like Michael Casama. So two really intriguing fights, two very, very highly rated. You could definitely classify both these bouts as high-level fights in Asia. These are high-level Asian fights. I'm not talking about Japan. I'm talking about all of Asia. I'm talking about the Philippines, Thailand, all that. In terms of Asian boxing, these are two of the highest level fights you'll see on the club show circuit. So I'm very intrigued to be there. I'm very intrigued to learn more about these guys and see what they're gonna bring to the table. And you definitely know that when True School Sports is in the building in Japan or anywhere in the world, you're gonna get world-class boxing content. So stay tuned for my post-fight review, maybe definitely some shorts, maybe, who knows, maybe an interview if I can find someone to translate or something. I don't know. You never know what you might see, but I will be there at Corkin Hall January the 18th to watch Kenji Fujita and Mikito Nakano take on Michael Casama and Hiroki Hanabusa in two very high-level fights for the featherweight division. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. What you guys think? If anybody out there is up in the Japanese boxing or Filipino boxing and you know about these guys and you want to chime in, you go ahead and you chime in and maybe even teach me something, because I'm always learning. I'm always trying to learn about boxing and fighters and things like that. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniels. Until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you click right over here.